Hi folks, and welcome to Schick Happens. Today I want to tell you a story. Now where I live, out in the middle of nowhere here in northwest Ohio, I have 40 acres. And adjacent to my property is a very large chunk of land that some real old southern people owned for years, long before I moved here 15 years ago. They weren't friendly at all. You can never talk to them, communicate with them. Even when you wave, they just turned their head and walked away. They just, I don't know, they kept to themselves. And that's fine. But I really was interested in purchasing the property next to mine that they owned should ever that opportunity arise. Well, I found out a few months back that this couple that owned this property passed on. And after a little bit of, I don't know, investigative research, calling local real estate agents and realtors and auctioneers to see if this property was available to purchase, I found out it was willed to a distant family member of theirs, also an old fella. So a few weeks ago, when I was out back working on some projects, I ran into this guy. And he seemed pleasant enough. I don't know where he's from, some kind of southern accent, certainly not from around here. And he's kind of old school, not up on technology whatsoever. But we got to talking a little bit, and he's kind of a recluse. He keeps to himself and doesn't want to be bothered, but we kind of hit it off a little bit, I guess. Maybe because I have the property next door and we can keep an eye on each other's property. I don't know. But for some reason we had a connection, and every once in a while I pop into him. So not too long ago I got to talking to him, and I asked him, I said, hey, do you know how to use a camera? And he had said something about the latest fancy camera he used was a Polaroid. Couldn't believe the technology. And I had to kind of explain to him that we're a little bit further ahead than that. So anyway, I asked him if he'd be interested if I loaned him a cheap digital camera, if he could just take that around on his property and film himself. I explained to him that I had recently started a YouTube channel and that I would be more than happy to take what he filmed and put it up on a channel for himself. Now, he doesn't have a computer. I don't even think he has a TV. But after a little bit of coaxing and showing him how to use this camera, he said he'd be up for the task. So what I did was I gave him this cheap Canon digital camera and a cheap tripod. And I told him, just film whatever, film yourself, and then once a week bring me the camera. I'll edit it the best way I can, and I'll put it on the computer for you. And I still don't think he understands what a computer is, let alone YouTube. So anyway, he's been doing that for the last couple of weeks. About once a week he drops this off. I spend a day going sifting through all the footage he took and just edit a simple short video, and then I put it up online. And then he comes back the next day, gets this, and off he goes. And then I see him a week later. As best I can make out, I think he said his name is Jehoshaphat. Yeah, I know, that's an old school name. And the only thing he requested of me was that when I edit these and plow through all the footage that he's taken is not to show his face. I don't know that he'd care because he has no electronic devices, computer, phones, or whatever. So he's not going to know the difference anyway. But he said he didn't want his face shown, and that if there was any comments to these videos that I should answer on behalf of him. And I don't know what to answer. I have no clue. I've asked him to come into the house, my house here, and show him my computer, but he wanted none of it. about all I could get out of him to do. So anyway, I just thought I'd share that little story with you. And if you're interested in checking out this footage that I put up, the channel is called Old Guy with Land. And I'll leave that link in the description below. But keep in mind, he's not going to reply to anything. He'll never see these. So you may see me on there commenting on his behalf. But anyway, I just thought I'd share that with you. And if you're interested, check it out. Thanks for joining me here today on Schick Happens.